Well, it's raining today, which I don't mind at all. I like the rain. It's peaceful. So, yeah, I'm sleeping in the back of my truck because I'm still in Haines. But I don't know, it's cozy, right? Just right size for one. Pardon me. Oh, excuse my manners. So yeah, had some issues with my ferry ticket, is why I'm still here in Haines. So I'm not going to be on the ferry I thought I was going to be on, and so I am delayed a few weeks here in Haines. I'm choosing the words delayed instead of stuck because you're only stuck somewhere if it's somewhere that you mind being, right? And so I don't mind being here for a bit. I'm not stuck. I'm just delayed. So yeah, just gonna adventure around, do stuff. The fair is still going, so I'm gonna head over there probably around noon. Yeah, be fun. So yeah, the downside is that I didn't bring any mosquito netting, because I like to leave these windows open while I sleep for some fresh air. Yeah, so I wish I had brought some mosquito netting to put over this. That would have been nice because I got a mosquito in here last night. It's buzzing around, got me on my arm pretty good. I know I should be scratching. But yeah. I used to dress however I wanted. I know, sidetrack. And everything, and I'd pretty much just wear my black shirts. I actually wanted to do a video a while back when I was still living in my house before the divorce. Because I sat there one day and I'm looking at it and I had like 15 black dress shirts lined up. And so I was sitting there and I wish I had done a video being like, honey, which shirt should I wear? And she's like, the black one. It's like, just with black dress shirts. Anyway. So, I'm gonna get up, get going, get dressed, fix my hair. Oh, I'm sorry. And yeah. I'm gonna mess around with my camp a little bit. One of the issues I'm having with my camp is I'm using the back of my truck to hold on my tarp, so I have to undo it and redo it every time I move my truck. So I wish I had, and there's like not big enough trees around to be able to hook up to all of them to just hold the tarp steady. Which kind of reminds me of childhood. So I wish I had some way to be able to set it up so that the tarp would just hang regardless of my truck being here. That'd be nice. But I don't currently. But since I'm going to be here a few weeks, I might rig something up. There's some poles on the beach that I might be able to use to make something out of. I'm not sure how the owner of the property would feel if I like half buried a pole sticking out, if I removed it later and just closed in the hole. Yeah. Either way, though, it's fun things to figure out. Okay, so on to adventure. One of the perks of it raining in the morning is that it leaves water on the top of my tote and tarps and stuff, and I don't have to waste my drinking water to fix my hair. Not that my hair takes a lot of fixing, but it just keeps the scragglers down. Definitely reminds me of when I was a kid. Like a kid and a teen. I'm a bit like a cartoon character, because I have multiple pairs of the exact same pants and shirts and whatnot. So yeah, there you go. A little wrinkly, but I'll hang it out. That way it kind of settles a bit. Okay. Set. So yeah, once I get swapped into these guys, then I guess I need to find somewhere to wash the clothes I'm wearing, and then keep cycling. So I have several pairs of everything, because you never know. You never know what's going to happen, if you're going to get a rip in something or anything like that, so yeah. This part you don't get to see. When I was a kiddo, we would drive from our place out Mosquito Lake to Haines maybe once a month, once every other month sometimes, to pick up supplies when necessary. Supplies or parts or anything like that. And I remember I would get so car sick. I mean, just so car sick, because I wasn't used to being in a car. I wasn't used to driving. So I'd get sick as a dog. I remember that Bear and Gabe would try to take my attention away from, like, the road and away from, like, I don't know, thinking about it, I guess, to try to take my mind off of getting car sick. And I remember, pardon me, forgive me for my manners. I remember that the first time I ever made it from our house to the store, Hauser's IJ, without getting car sick. Barry had to come up with a game, and we were like talking and playing and whatnot, and I didn't get sick. It was really appreciated. I've always appreciated how Bear was. Yeah, he had his flaws, but for the most part, he was always looking out for me. It's appreciated. I decided to come out to the fair today. It is the state fair here in Haines, and yeah. 3 different places here are playing music. There's a Ferris wheel, a merry-go-round, giant rock wall, tons of stuff that the kiddos would like. I've been hanging out for a couple hours, just basically walking around, looking at everything, listening to some music. So I'll show a bit of all that stuff.
Don't ask where she's going, she won't let you know. Don't ask when she's coming back, 'cause she don't know. She did not want to drive, she did not want to fly, she did not want to wait for the bus to come by. She did not want to hassle, she did not want to hurt, she did not want to know what it cost, don't worry. Baby took a limo to Memphis, seemed like the thing to do. Baby took a limo to Memphis, she did it because she wanted to. She was not looking back, she was looking. I was wrong.
get by, trying not to lie. Things wouldn't be so confused, and I wouldn't feel so used. But you always really knew I just wanna be with you, but I'm
Well, for many reasons, it's a shame my dad's not here, because I was just able to get a pulled pork sandwich, which is awesome, and one of his favorite things to eat. So yeah, I'm just gonna find a good place to sit down and eat it, and call it good. So I have my eye on a little stand over there that makes homemade, fresh homemade, fried pies. That's what I'm looking for, fried pies. So I'm gonna go grab one of those and take off, get back to my camp. Luckily it's getting overcast, it was very sunny, but it's still bright and so hot, it's very warm. Yeah. Got some other stuff I need to do, especially back at the camp. So I'm probably gonna head to the store and then head out. Well, I've had fun. I'm going to head out. The fair goes until about like 11 o'clock at night, so I'll most likely be back. Once the sun goes down, I'll probably end up coming back. But yeah, lots of people, very nice, good food. But yeah, I'm gonna grab that fried pie and then head out. Okay, I'm glad that I stopped by for the fried pie. It's been a bit since I've had anything sweet. This is delicious. So I come back tonight and tomorrow, I'll just stop by and get another one, because this is tasty. This is cool. Since I'm gonna be here in Haines a bit longer than I thought, I'm just gonna enjoy everything. There's no reason not to. So, there is a place here in Haines that has a massive basement. It is a basement that apparently is like several blocks, from what I understand. And anyway, several blocks. And might be haunted. Like people don't go in it much, and there's a bunch of like really old stuff down there from like the creation of Haines or something. So it's like a really old building. I'm thinking about going and checking it out in like one of those like it might be haunted type of ways. but I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. So I might do that. This is Hauser's. It's the IGA here in Haines, Alaska. So when we would come in, I think it was like once a month, once every other month, something like that, to get supplies, this is where we'd come. You know, there's stairs going up into it. I just picked up a couple groceries, and it's just different mainly because it's so much easier to walk up those steps right now. Yeah, seemed more daunting, I guess, being so many flights of stairs. And a funny thing is, when I was a kiddo and we'd come here, that was the largest amount of stairs I had ever seen. Yeah. It's a weird thought. I'm trying to think of somewhere that might have had more, like a boardwalk or something. But for the time period I was here, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that was it. But either way, it's cool being back. I haven't been here for 20 years, so like it's been a bit of time. I came here a couple years ago with my kiddo. Yeah, so I'm gonna head around and check out all the spots that we'd stop in, I guess, when we were in town. Yeah. A little bit more a memory. I guess I had kind of forgotten, but just remembered, so I wanted to cover it as well. Which, that's the reason I'm going to all these spots and checking out Haines, is to jog my memory and bring back those memories of my dad. So, my dad had a motorcycle when we were here in Haines. He traded for it. I don't remember the full deal, but I remember the motorcycle. And he took everyone for rides. And I was last, youngest son. And so, I remember riding on the back of that motorcycle with my dad. This was in the 90s. And I remember the smell of his leather jacket. He was wearing this brown leather jacket, like not really a bomber jacket, but kind of. And I was wearing an actual bomber jacket that my brother gave me. It had, like, in the back of the collar, had this sewn-in pouch that had this, like, white scarf. Inside was a map. It was cool, like, fur collar, the whole bit. Super cool. And I was wearing that, and we drove. And I remember smelling his cologne and the leather and the woods. He always wore a Jovan Musk. And we drove, and everyone got to drive to here, is what's jogging memory, to Hauser's, and they went in, and they got some chocolate milk, just a small thing of chocolate milk, and maybe a candy bar. I think it was like chocolate milk or a candy bar. It was like a big thing having the motorcycle. His dad actually used to ride motorcycle a long time ago. Anyway. So we got here and we parked. We actually parked like right there. Right in the middle of the parking space, because the car parks here and then some park in the middle and then other anyway. So we parked right there and we were looking up at it, and my dad sat there and he's like, "Do you want to go in and get some chocolate milk or a candy bar?" And he's like, "Maybe both." And he sat there. He's like, "And then we can head back home. Or do you want to keep riding, little dude?" And I sat there for a moment, and I thought, I'm like, let's keep riding. So, instead of going right back to Mosquito Lake, which is 26 miles out, and is the beginning of our driveway is 26 miles out, instead, we continued, and we headed the opposite way, and we went out Lutak, out to the very end of the road, turned around, and went back. Thinking about it, it's a really good metaphor. Like, it just dawned on me. Instead of choosing the temporary thing of chocolate milk, which would have lasted, I don't know, a couple minutes. I chose something that's permanent. The memories. I definitely made the right choice. So that's, it's kind of like a video game, I guess. I just unlocked a memory. This is the Haines Harbor. And back when we lived here, we actually had a boat that was called the Morning Star. It was one of the boats we fished. And it would be moored here. Later, after that, though, we ended up swapping from the Morning Star onto the Orca. The Morning Star was an old wooden boat, but the Orca was a fiberglass boat. And when we upgraded to the Orca, we actually gave away the Morning Star. So someone gave us the Orca, and we gave someone the Morning Star. Anyway, kind of like boat tag, I guess. Paying it forward would also be a good way to describe it. But regretfully, from what I understand, negligence brought the Morning Star after we had parted with it. It brought it down, and it sank, which is a shame. I have a lot of good memories fishing off this dock. A lot of them. Just fishing. Fishing for like bullheads and halibut and whatnot. Like little guys, just the small ones. But yeah, so that's a cool memory of when I was here. When I was a kiddo, this was one of my favorite places to go because I liked to fix things and make things and build robots and all of that out of scrap. We couldn't really afford to get a lot of stuff or anything, but I remember that this would be the place that my dad would take me, and we'd look around and everything, and anytime I had to go to pick up a part or a piece here, I'd go in with Dad. I just was in there, and it is so much smaller than I remember, but still just as cool. And it's cool that there's still a Radio Shack somewhere, and it figures it'd be in Alaska. The only concerning bit about the fact that I've been watching this brown bear for the past few minutes, it's right back there, is that he started over there and is getting closer. So I'm gonna continue filming until, of course, I have to move. So. So I've been filming this guy for a bit. It's a brown bear. He originated over there and it came across. At first I was thinking he might be coming towards me, but then he veered off this way. He's made this exact trek a few times since I've been here. Not bad sized either. So, it's cool.